Hi, I'm Angel with fleecefun.com, and I am giving you a kind of a step-by-step process of my sewing studio redo. And today we are talking about color. Now, color was an important factor for me, mostly because I knew I was going to be filming in this space. And unfortunately, the colors that I had before in my studio weren't conducive to filming. The tan color that I had was way close to skin tone, so it could look a little funny in some of the shots. And the red, as much as I love red, it gives a cast. And so I wanted to make sure that I had a color that was bright and friendly and airy, but also good for filming. And it was actually a little bit of a process to get there. Now, I knew I wanted to be in the gray family, not just because gray is common right now for a neutral, but there's actually a really good reason for that. And that is because if you ever have worked with color correction or things like that, gray is a completely neutral color. If it is a true neutral gray, it doesn't have cast either direction, and it makes it really great for filming and for studio spaces because of that. A lot of studio spaces will either be black or white or gray because of it doesn't create a color cast. So I knew I wanted a gray, but I wasn't sure which one. So I went and I got these samples online. So smart. They're these sticky samples. You throw them up on the wall and it gives you an idea, and then you don't have to go buy a bunch of paint. You can actually just throw these samples up on the wall and take a look at them. Now, the interesting thing is that there was a color that I really liked that looked great to me, but the minute I took a camera up and took a picture of it, I didn't like it. Now, going through and looking at it, if you are actually filming in the space in which you're going to paint, you need to make sure that it also looks good on camera. So that was something I had to decide on. So something I had to look at was how the camera sees the color, which is a little bit different than my plain eye. Next thing I did is I made sure that I looked good next to it, because of course if I was going to be filming in front of it, I wanted it to look good on me. And so I took a selfie with it, and yes, I'm a little tired in the selfie, but you can see how important it is that you take these into consideration. All right, so once I decided on a gray, I knew I wanted a little more reflection of light, so I opted to make the ends white, but to give them a little more texture, I did shiplap. Now, the interesting thing I learned, and I should know better, is that I didn't test the white I chose before I just threw it up. And that was a really big mistake, because the white I chose had a very strong blue-gray undertone, and it made it feel like an ice cave in here. It was bad. Did not look good. So I actually had to go and paint over my shiplap again with a warmer white, because it was a white that has a little more yellow in it, so it wouldn't have a blue cast to it. So check your whites too. White is not white. There are a million whites out there. And then finally, just for a little more contrast, I chose darker flooring. It's a laminate. I picked it out at Lowe's. I love it. It's great. It's worn really well. And I've loved having a laminate in my sewing space, because if I drop a pin, it's not like buried in the carpet. I can find it easily. It's easy to sweep up. It's really great to have in a sewing studio. All right, so I'm curious, what is the color of your dream sewing space? What color would you paint it? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to hit like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more great videos like this one. And check out fleecefun.com for all kinds of free sewing tutorials and patterns.